For weeks, we've been wondering just what it was that a private investigator named Steve Fisher found inside David's home when he was given access last October. The PI reported seeing, quote, items you would expect to find on a farm rather than in a home in the Hollywood Hills. And today, we are learning about one of those items.
The time may be approaching for D4VD's arrest in connection with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Reports state that D4VD is likely to face murder charges, as the grand jury reviewing the case is expected to consider an indictment, a claim even echoed by Complex Music. According to news reports, the case is being fast-tracked due to evidence allegedly found inside D4VD's private rental home, including an incinerator capable of reaching temperatures up to 1,600 degrees, which investigators described as both unusual for a residence and illegal without a permit. Sources close to the investigation believe this discovery could lead to D4VD's arrest. Heading into 2026, suspicion has also grown around his second rental property, where some believe Celeste may have been living due to the added privacy. Federal investigators reportedly believe Celeste passed away sometime in January or February. Yet in February 2025, D4VD recorded a video at this second home, a time when Celeste may have already been deceased for weeks. That same month, he reportedly leased a red Tesla and stopped using a black one. And investigators identified a picture frame in the video background as belonging to the second rental property, while also noting that a statement made by D4VD in the video raised serious concern.
Hey guys, I know I haven't posted on this account in a little minute, but I just had some words to share with you for 2025. Despite all the craziness that's going on, all the turmoil, the natural disasters, the pain and things like that this year, I just wanted to tell you guys not to be discouraged and not to lose hope and not to turn your face from God in these times of evil. And then it seems like just at the start of the year, it's literally January and all this stuff is happening. It's like the most insane, it's February now, but it's the most insane start to a year that I've ever seen. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind. So keep that sound mind, 2025.
D4VD speaks about people passing and says he wants the deaths to stop during the muted portion of the video, and it's unclear whether he's referring to global issues or subconsciously hinting at something happening in his own life. Some believe he may have felt regret over what happened to Celeste, if he was aware of it, and that the video was his way of expressing that. However, while it was initially reported that D4VD was cooperating with federal authorities, later updates clarified that he is not working with investigators in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. Police have now identified a second suspect, though D4VD remains under suspicion. Many people believe this second suspect could be D4VD's friend Neo, as the two appear extremely close on social media. Starting around July 21st, D4VD was seen with Neo at a house party, and rumors from people close to them suggest their relationship may have grown more personal over time. Photos have circulated showing them together frequently, including images of them doing the Titanic pose and even lying in bed together.
So I believe I definitely know who moved that Tesla on that late July before they went on tour. I can't say who the person, and I don't mean I can't say for, but I don't know who exactly was in that house because it's just a report, but there's video, but you can't make a person out. But somebody was in the house, and being that there's only one key, it's like, okay, who had access at that time? So is it the same person that moved the Tesla? Was another last part of the plan about to go in motion as far as getting rid of her? I don't know.
This led to reports clarifying that none of this directly implies guilt, but based on Steve Fisher's recent findings from D4VD's social media, it's possible that his friend Neo was the last person driving the Tesla. Since then, Neo has wiped his social media of D4VD and no longer follows him on Instagram, fueling an online theory that Celeste Rivas Hernandez may have discovered that D4VD and Neo Toa were growing closer and was planning to publicly reveal her relationship with D4VD, something that could have damaged his career. From that perspective, some believe Celeste may have been seen as a risk, and if she was no longer close to D4VD, she could have exposed him, which is where people speculate a possible motive. However, the situation became even more confusing when TMZ released a new update that later turned out to be false, claiming Celeste was found frozen inside D4VD's car, with the medical examiner allegedly stating this would likely make it impossible to determine the cause of death. Despite that, police reportedly still consider Celeste's death to be foul play and have stated that an arrest can be made even if the exact cause cannot be determined, which sparked widespread reactions from creators online.
For quite some time, a lot of people were curious as to when she could have passed away. If she passed away at the beginning of 2025, why did she only just start smelling in September of 2025? Well, according to what we are hearing from sources close to LAPD, it seems as if Celeste Rivas Hernandez was actually frozen for a period of time. Freezing up would preserve that for an extended period of time, and it seems as if she was removed from being in a frozen state and put in David's Tesla. And because of that, the medical examiner is likely not going to be able to determine.
The police department later stated that the earlier claim was completely false, but a new update soon followed from private investigator Steve Fisher. He revealed that on the night of December 30th into the early morning of December 31st, 2024, D4VD and Celeste Rivas Hernandez were together in downtown Los Angeles, where multiple photos were taken of them in public. A separate photo later surfaced from January showing a group of people in a forest, which was said to be connected to a music video, but another image drew far more attention: a photo of a shed taken in the middle of the night. Detectives reportedly found this image concerning and questioned whether the shed could be a key location tied to the case. Around the same time, police appeared to make a move connected not directly to D4VD, but to his family. Reports state that on September 8, D4VD transferred his Texas properties into his mother's name. The same day Celeste was identified and found in the Tesla, one day earlier, police executed a search warrant at his Hollywood Hills rental. That same day, a false police call reported an incident and a death at one of his homes. When officers arrived at the Texas residence, they were met by D4VD's parents, who explained that his younger brother and sister were upstairs and that someone had made a false report. It is believed the person behind the call may have been trying to locate where D4VD was staying.
Of all times for this to happen, as discovered in his car, after she's been identified, for there to be a potential swatting incident where somebody calls 911 with a fake allegation, a fake crime for their property, out of all people, out of all times, it's weird.
Well, it's weird, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me, because this case has taken on national significance in terms of people paying attention to it. And there are bad actors that understand how to bring somebody by way of swatting. So somebody called the 911 system down there. They found the address online and were basically made up a story for the cops to go there. And then they went in, and fortunately the police were very professional and they were able to immediately understand that it was a swatting incident and it wasn't a legitimate call.
Some believe the incident was meant as a warning of what may be coming, suggesting the swatting call was used to check whether D4VD was staying with his parents. After this information came to light, private investigator Steve Fisher was directly asked about D4VD's current whereabouts.
Do you have any indication about where David is right now?
I don't. I have no idea. And it's kind of bizarre because his group has stayed so silent. What's left of his group, I guess. And I'm not even sure the conversations that the owner did have with his management in breaking that lease. I'm not even 100% sure his management knows at this time where he's at. I think his attorney might be the only one, and his parents.
Literally, no one has spotted D4VD in public over the past 4 months since the investigation began. Things get even more suspicious for him, though, because of what he did the day Celeste Rivas Hernandez was identified as the person in the Tesla he transferred his house to his mother that very same day. No matter how you look at it, it makes D4VD appear extremely guilty. And yet, it could all end up being meaningless. If he's charged, the feds would likely be able to reverse the house transfer anyway.
You know, transferring these assets in the middle of an investigation, as opposed to 2 years ago or a year ago,
right.
Could a court look at this and say, this was a deliberate attempt to, what you say, concealing assets, and they could breach it, they could pierce it, they could say, even though that you've transferred this into your mother's name, that was invalid. This is a way for, let's say, a plaintiff who sues him, or let's say in a criminal judgment to pay that fine. Can a court look at that and say, even though you transferred it, it's still open season on those properties?
Yeah, this is what's so puzzling about this. It is a very basic premise of law throughout the country that you can't transfer assets after the event happens that would otherwise trigger collecting on those assets. So we have rules in different states. Sometimes they're called fraudulent transfers, sometimes they're called fraudulent conveyances. There's a lot of different names for them. But the crux of it is you cannot transfer assets.
But people also dug up older interviews where D4VD made some questionable statements. At one point, he said that in 4 years, he wanted to live on an island with no social media. Coincidentally, that lines up with the time Celeste Rivas Hernandez would have become an adult and legally able to leave the country, even though she was reported missing. And just so you know, once someone turns 18, all the feds can really do is make contact with them. They wouldn't force her to return to her parents if she didn't want to.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Okay, so the plan is hopefully this music thing takes off crazy next year.
Why is he saying, why are you saying that like you're not like up there?
Well, I'm not there yet, but hopefully it's like even crazier next year. And then I go on crazy year after year for the next 3 years. And then on the 4th year, I retire. And on the 5th year, I'm off the grid, living somewhere like on an island with this crazy crib. No social media, no digital footprint. I'm just gone. I'm just gone. In 5 years, I'm gonna be gone.
Will you still remember me?
Yeah, bro. You'll have like the secret codes to the mansion.
Yeah?
You can pull up on every
What's the secret code? Give us the first 2 numbers.
Absolutely
of the secret.
not.
There's also another interview that touches on D4VD's love for anime. It begins with him at an anime convention, wearing a distinctive blue wig, the same one Celeste Rivas Hernandez wore in another photo. In the interview, D4VD talks about creating an alter ego for his music videos, a character that commits serious crimes. Now, though, people are questioning whether it's just for his music or if there's something more to it.
Basically, an agent of chaos and kind of my alter ego, and the story of the manga went like I was a detective and there was an evil version of myself that would kind of come out at random moments, kind of like Fight Club with Tyler Durden, and he would commit the crimes that I would have to solve as the detective. So like when I was as the detective, I'd be like solving that I'm committing myself. And it was like a cool little story. I didn't think anything would come of it, like it was in the vault.
Someone responded to the interview, pointing out that there are hundreds of crimes he could have used as examples for his alter ego, and he chose that one. I can't be the only one noticing how obvious this all seems, right? The interviews started going viral online. In an attempt to shift the narrative, D4VD began playing Fortnite, knowing people were monitoring his every move. And sure enough, people noticed. Headlines popped up saying, if anyone's wondering where D4VD is, he's lurking and playing Fortnite. Someone even checked his account and confirmed he had been online within the hour. Fans quickly reacted, saying, there's no way this is D4VD's first response. If he's innocent, he should have handled this differently. But the worst part for D4VD is still ahead. Authorities are now presenting their evidence to a grand jury to pursue an indictment, which will really push the case forward. Some of the evidence includes one of the last times Celeste Rivas Hernandez was seen in public at a D4VD concert. If this video is accurate, it suggests Celeste was still alive on June 27, 2024. Allegedly spotted backstage with his brother. Look closely, she's wearing those Hello Kitty sandals. The sandals are significant because they match the ones listed in her missing persons report, making this likely one of the last known videos of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. But what's even more shocking is that D4VD seemingly soft-launched his relationship with Celeste during a Twitch stream. A resurfaced clip from January 11, 2024 shows him on stream with Celeste, instructing the moderators to delete all videos and clips once the stream ended.
Oh, yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big family. Bro, thank you. Mitchell.
I gotta sign with him if you even. We
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
However, news of Celeste Rivas Hernandez being found brought forward one of D4VD's former friends, who had cut ties with him after discovering certain things about him. He claims that D4VD used to interact with other fans in a strange way even before Celeste. This suggests there was a pattern in how D4VD behaved with fans. The information never became widely known though, because D4VD's legal team intervened and got him to stop talking.
I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was... I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls that had claimed David had messaged them or had, relationships with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of... It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. There's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, no one...
However, what's strange is that during the summer of 2025, months after Celeste Rivas Hernandez likely passed, D4VD was spotted at an arcade with a girl who looks strikingly similar to her.
Yeah, that's order.
Why you look good?
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Not only did she resemble Celeste, but her name was also Celeste. She even appeared to be wearing the same Gap sweater that the missing Celeste Rivas Hernandez had on in her missing persons poster. People are now wondering if D4VD was so obsessed that he tried to give the impression Celeste was still around, safe, and hanging out with him, especially since she often avoided cameras. And what are the odds that he just happened to become close friends with another girl named Celeste a few months later? Meanwhile, DJ Akemix caught wind of the case and decided to dive into D4VD's music catalog, and what he discovered completely surprised him.
Crashing. Where'd it go wrong? Ghost. Where did you go? Afterlife
appears to show him cleaning a pair of shoes that closely resemble the ones Celeste Rivas Hernandez wore in the photo on the left. This prompted her brother to speak out. As some people were trying to blame him for the situation, he wrote, "Why are people spreading lies, saying I knew more? I didn't, so I don't understand why they're trying to make me look bad. Celeste did nothing but love me. I was one of the few people she truly cared about."